Today, we're going to be talking about how to earn over $1,000 a day with ChatGPT's new Open AI search. Now, we're going to be talking about not just how to earn money with OpenAI's new search feature, but we're also going to be talking about a full checklist that I put together for you for free. This is just part of it. I actually have an even more extensive version of this. I'll show you in a second, but I'm going to show you step by step how you can take emerging trends from this search feature using AI and turn these search features, these trends, into viral videos and viral pieces of content that will actually sell things for you, like products like this. You can see I've actually made thousands and thousands of dollars just promoting simple links like this, and it's all from using AI. So I use AI to generate the scripts, the images, even my thumbnails are AI generated. I'm going to show you how I can prompt pretty much anything with AI and use these different AI outputs to earn thousands and thousands of dollars online. Now, this is just one payment processor. I actually get paid out by PayPal. I get paid out by different affiliates that I promote, and I make a ton of money doing this stuff. And this isn't to brag. I want to show you that it's possible. Now, if you want access, by the way, to everything I'm going to be talking about in today's video for free, the checklists, the course that I have, everything is free right now. All you have to do is just drop a comment, leave a like, and subscribe. And I'll send you access to all of this stuff, including a list of over 400 AI tools that you can actually promote. These are all different tools that have affiliate links that you can sign up for free. And you can actually get paid to promote all these different tools with this AI technique that I'm going to be sharing with you today. Let's talk about the process here. How do we actually go and take the ChatGPT search function and turn the results that we get from the ChatGPT search into dollar signs? The search feature for ChatGPT, I think as of the moment, is paid. So I believe you have to pay about $20 to be able to access this. However, there's another tool called Perplexity, which I believe they have a free plan, and it does something similar to what ChatGPT search does, basically the same thing. But I don't know how good the results are on the free plan. I actually bought both plans and I tried both of the tools out. I've been paying for all these tools just to kind of see, what's the best tool out there for these different things. And so if I type in, how to make money online, it basically does the same thing that the ChatGPT search feature does. Again, you can click on this thing that says Pro, and I guess it gives you better results. So if you don't want to pay the $20 a month for the ChatGPT search feature, or you don't want to wait for when they come out with the free version, I don't know if they are going to come out with the free version, but if you don't want to wait, go check out perplexity.ai. And by the way, I'll leave links in the description of this video to all the different things I talk about. But both of the tools are cool. And I think there's more and more tools coming out with like this whole search engine feature. I think Claude still doesn't have it, but I think they are planning on coming out with it. And if you're not familiar with Claude, it's just kind of another chat. Okay. Let's talk about the implications of AI search. So basically, up until this point, we have all these different search engines, right? We have Google, Bing, Yahoo, if anybody uses that. We have Facebook. If you didn't realize, a lot of these search engines are actually, or social media platforms are also search engines. In fact, more people under 30 search on TikTok than they do on Google. So these are all different platforms that have search, right? So what does that mean? It means that if I want to go and find a TikTok video, I have to go on TikTok and I have to search for a TikTok video, right? Now, sometimes TikTok videos will get indexed on places like Google, but for the most part, if I want to take a TikTok video or look for a TikTok video, I go on TikTok and I search for it. Now, here's the thing. I can't really cross-reference a search on TikTok with a search on, Bing or Google, meaning like I can't cross-compare different sources of information very well. And so that's why AI search is kind of this cool emerging new thing, because with AI search, the more we get access to different search engines with AI search, the more we can start cross-referencing information, right? I could say, find a video on TikTok and cross-reference it with a video on YouTube and tell me which one did better, right? Now, as far as the data sources, I actually went into Perplexity, I went into ChatGPT, and I started asking, what pieces of, or what search engines do we have access to? And it won't really tell us. It just says, well, ChatGPT has access to a few different proprietary sources. I guess it's giving us now a little bit more information. Last night when I asked it, it told me there are certain pieces of information that it can't disclose. But either way, I'm assuming in the future, we'll pretty much probably have access to the majority of the different search platforms. And being able to do that is going to make creating content a lot more efficient, right? And in fact, you could actually even show up in AI search now. If I say, you know, what is the top video for ChatGPT search right now, it'll show results for that. Now, right now, it's not really seeming to do that. But last night when I was looking through here, I was actually seeing videos pop up in the search. And so the idea is like, can we start ranking in AI search, and can we start creating content based off AI prompting so that we can become known not just on Google or YouTube or any of just one platform? We want to be known on multiple platforms at a time. And so we can use prompting to take a keyword or a trend, and we can basically become omnipresent on multiple platforms at a time just by using AI prompting. And I'm going to show you the workflow for this so that, let's say you did a live stream, like you wanted to become known, not just on YouTube, but you wanted to be known everywhere. You want to be able to create content so you can be known everywhere. So whether somebody's looking you up on Google, YouTube, wherever it is, you have a prompt that you can distribute the content on all these different platforms. And hopefully you start ranking in AI search because you become a well-known source for that thing. And then obviously make money with that as well. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out by finding news related things for AI or for anything that we want to start selling things, whatever the topic is we want to start selling things with. So if we want to start selling things with AI, we can go to the ChatGPT search here, or Perplexity. If you want to use Perplexity, it doesn't really matter. But we can type in something like, give me the top AI news. You can see OpenAI launches Search GPT. Okay, Perplexity AI evaluation source. So these are all things. Google enhances maps with AI integration. So these are all things that I know are new emerging trends, right? And so what I can start doing is I can start finding keywords that I can actually show up for on different platforms for these different new and emerging trends. Okay. Now, ideally, if you can start creating content around new and emerging trends, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to start selling things at an accelerated rate, because the more views you can get around something, the more money you can make around it. Okay. So if I go to the checklist here, let's see, it says, give me the top AI news for this week. So I got the top AI news. And then I go to whatever the first news thing is, right? OpenAI launches Search GPT. I can plug this into a free keyword tool or a paid keyword tool, depends on what you want to use. But we actually have our own keyword tool in ShineRanker, but there's plenty of keyword tools out there. Google even has its own Google keyword planner. I'll just type in things like OpenAI search, ChatGPT search. So we throw all these in here. We click on Enhance with AI. This actually uses ChatGPT's OpenAI API to go and find us even more keywords. And once all these keywords are loaded, you can see we got like 700 loading in here. But what's going to happen is we're going to be able to see what are the top keywords showing up around this thing. Okay, now obviously the new emerging trend is search, right? But there's not going to be a whole lot of data around this yet because it's still pretty new. Now we are getting some data, right? Search GPT, 1,400 searches, ChatGPT search. But again, these are brand new terms. So a lot of these things down here that are 10 are actually going to go up higher in the future because not enough people know what it is yet because it's still so new, right? So even if you ranked for something like this, one of these different terms here, there's a chance that you're going to actually get way more searches in the future because of the fact that this is a new emerging trend, right? And so if you can rank for this stuff early while it's emerging, you can actually get a lot of searches and views with your content just by finding stuff that's going to hopefully get more and more searches throughout time. Okay. What we can do is we can take any one of these topics that we think is going to do well in the future and we can create content on it, right? Now, the type of content you make is up to you. You can make a live stream, you can do images, you can do long form. I like doing the live streams because you can base everything off of a live stream. Now, a lot of people are not going to want to do live streams because, sometimes it's hard to go live in front of a camera. But if you can do a live stream, you can take the live stream and you can actually turn these live streams into content, whether it's a long form video, short form video, email posts, landing pages. I'm going to show you everything that you can actually turn long forms into. But you could actually start at any one of these stages here. You could actually turn a blog post into a long form video. You could turn a blog post or a long form video into a short form. So there's different ways that you can start the prompting, right? So you could start with a blog post, come up with a prompt that turns the blog post into a long form and then turns into a short form, into an email, all that kind of stuff. So there's so many different ways to do this, but the idea is that everything starts with some sort of emerging trend, right? And then from that emerging trend some sort of keyword. And then from that keyword, then you start prompting whatever content you want to start with. Okay. At the end of the day, everything kind of starts with this right here. If you don't have this, it's going to be very hard to get views, traffic, and sales with any of this other stuff. Okay. So let's just talk about the live stream perspective. Now, there's little things that happen in between when you're doing different things. So like if I do a live stream, I have to do prompting before the live stream, right? One of the things I have to do is I have to come up with the ideas for that live stream. So for example, I had to figure out, well, what am I going to create this live stream on? Let's say it's Search GPT, right? I did a different variation of this, but let's just say it's this. So I can use ChatGPT to help me come up with the ideas for the video or the live stream. So I'm going to say, give me 10 titles for a live stream around this. Gives me a bunch of titles. There we go. Search GPT unveiled. Oh, cool. So I could take that, right? And then I could go and create a live about it. And then before the live though, in order to set it up, I need different things, right? I could make an email about the live, say, hey, I'm going live. I need an email. Boom. And then I actually ask for the email usually be written in HTML. So I'm going to turn off the search because for some reason it doesn't write the HTML if the search feature is on. So I'm going to say, give me HTML and emojis, and then say, give me HTML for the email with emojis. All right. So I get the email, I can send it out about the live. And then for the thumbnail, I use this thing called replicate. Once you have it set up, you can basically prompt this to make images of whatever you want. So I can say chaser in front of left at computer screen, and it will actually make me an image of me looking left at a computer screen. Okay. And then for that thumbnail, right now that I have the image, whenever that's generated, I can go over to Canva, throw this image into a thumbnail. I can put the text over it, whatever I want here. But remember, everything that I do, whether it's a live stream, whether it's a long form, whether it's a short form, it all starts with some sort of prompt. Okay. So if you're going to want to do the same thing, I'd recommend just figuring out, okay, what am I trying to accomplish? Is it blogging? Is it short form? What is it? And then just have a way of just prompting each step, because you can repurpose everything that you do. You don't have to create unique content per se for every step of the way. You can take some of your outputs and then throw it into other stuff and then use that to basically generate views and become omnipresent with what you're doing. So look at this. This just generated an images of me. So I can take one of these images, save it. I can throw it into an image upscaler. So I usually use like AI image upscaler. Throw this in and upscale it. And now I have my image. Okay. Now there's other stuff you can do with this, by the way. Remember, if you don't want to do a live stream, you don't want to make a thumbnail with you in it, you don't necessarily have to do that, right? You could just go straight to creating a short form video with something like this. So you could throw this into an editor and you could start making videos about this. If you actually combine these images with something like Gen 3, put the image in here. Here we go. We got this image that we then turned into a video here, and then we can start editing this into a short, into a long, whatever we want. So there's plenty of different ways to do this, but look, I mean, this is pretty crazy, right? Because now this is like a video here of me typing, right? We do a live stream, right? I do a thumbnail for the live stream, I go live, and then from the live, usually what I'll do is I'll outsource a lot of the other stuff to VA. So basically my schedule is I do one live stream a day. This is pretty much what I do every day. So I wake up, I check the news, right? So I'll use like Search GPT or Perplexity, whatever it is, to basically check for whatever the news is. And then I'll do one live stream around that thing. And so the live stream is really just like me sharing my opinions on whatever the thing is, right? So, in this case with the ChatGPT, I'm just showing you like how I use it to earn money, right? But if I were to go for some of these other things, like, Perplexity's taking off, I could go find other keywords that are trending around Perplexity and basically do the same thing, right? I could put my opinions on, okay, what's better, Perplexity or Search GPT? I could go and just plug this into a keyword checker and then just think about, okay, well, what are the keywords that I think are going to take off around this? So every day I can create content around one of these topics, okay? Now, as I create content, afterwards I have these live streams that I've done, right? And I can hand these live streams to editors. I can hand them to people to do the prompting, right? Now, as far as how I actually can go and edit these videos with automation, or at least give this to other people to do, there's a bunch of different tools that will allow you to do this as well, okay? So first of all, I do recommend, if you haven't checked out Online Jobs before, I would check it out. If it wasn't for online jobs, I would be spending a lot of time doing a lot of manual things. So you can train people on the prompting that you have and then have them go and execute the things. And I know you might be thinking, well, I don't want to hire somebody if I don't have any money yet. But I mean, most of the people here, like you can hire people for $3. This person's charging $250 an hour, $400 a month, which might sound like a lot, but having somebody do full-time work, 40 hours a week for every week for 4 weeks a month, if you can't make money off that, with what we're talking about here, that's an even bigger problem, right? Because if you follow this outline, you're finding trending content, creating content around it, blog posts, YouTube videos, all this stuff, you should be able to monetize it pretty quickly. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically do these live streams. And then after the live stream's over, I can hand this live stream to a VA or somebody that I'm outsourcing to. And I can say, okay, I need you to edit this video so that it's a long form now. And the way I can do that is there's tools out there like this one, AutoCut, that will basically automatically cut all of the low points, all of the awkward parts. It'll even add B-roll, zooms, and zoom in, zoom outs. And by the end of it, it's basically all edited. It'll even do captions, everything. And so you just have to have somebody take your live stream or whatever content you're doing, throw it in here. It'll do all the editing. And then once the editing's done, then you take a prompt for the images, right? So you're like the same prompt that you did for your live stream, whatever prompt we use here, we make another, thumbnail with the same prompt, and then you throw it on as a long form video. Okay. And then from there, you can have another prompt that turns the video into a blog post. How do you do that? Well, you can go into one of the long form videos, click on it, click on more, click on transcript. And now you have the full transcript, which you can basically have a prompt from ChatGPT or whatever AI platform you're using to turn this transcript into a blog post. Okay. Now you can see how if you get really good at prompting, you can have other people run the prompts. Pretty quickly, you're going to have all your different pieces of content that you can put on your website, you can put on your YouTube channel, on your Facebook, wherever. And again, if you use this strategy to repurpose your content between tons of different platforms, you end up becoming an authority pretty quickly on this new and emerging information. And one of the easiest ways, in my opinion, to rank in places like AI search, like ChatGPT search, Perplexity search, that it's much better to figure out how to create content for the future than it is to create content for things that already exist. Okay. And so my opinion is if you can just be good at this thing of getting up, figuring out what the news is inside of your subject or trend, niche, and then start targeting that news and basically optimize yourself with prompting and content for the future of what you think is going to blow up. That's how you're going to really take off. I actually basically did this the other day. The earlier you can be on a trend, the higher the chances that you're going to be able to show up number one for a very long time because you're one of the first people to show up for that thing. Okay. And so if you can just spend time, like I said, going through and repeating this every day, finding the news, turning the news into keywords, turning the keywords into prompts for different things like images, live streams, long form, short form. And you can just keep repeating that over and over and over. That is going to allow you to long-term get a lot of views, a lot more than most people, because most people try to go for things that have already emerged. People are always going for the things that they already see working. You want to guess what is going to go viral in the future by using this process and then creating all the content in advance, because then when it does blow up, you're going to be there for it. Whether you're doing a blog post, short form, long form, live stream, you want to make sure that when you create content that there is an emphasis around the newness of the thing. Okay. If you're doing a short, you're doing a long, you're doing a blog post, you want to make sure that throughout whatever you're prompting, that there is some sort of newness to it. So not just doing it for live streams, but making sure that your prompting runs throughout what you're doing. But yeah, as far as just turning all this stuff into other stuff, find the trend, find the keyword, create content around the trend, making sure that it is something that sounds like it's new and emerging because it is, and then translating that throughout the different types of content that you create. And you can kind of just chain this stuff together and outsource a lot of this work. You can create content every single day that really just stems from one thing. And then as far as like getting the content out, you can use content schedulers, you can use, different tools. Like I use this tool Radar, and my team just loads in the content, different things that I'm posting, and I just click publish. So, and then obviously I also like go through and make sure like, okay, this looks good. This doesn't look good. and I'm constantly like kind of maintaining the quality of everything. That's it. That's what I have to say. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you in the next one. Till we do, happy money making. See you guys. Bye.